Hi guys, in today's video I want to share with you guys my newest full coverage foundation routine. Today I have on like my work variety of full coverage foundation. You guys know when I go to work I don't tend to do like concealer or mascara or even eyebrows or lips day to day, but I do still like to look put together, and a big part of that for me is having a flawless complexion. I've recently discovered a new way that I love applying my foundation for full coverage. And it's not what you would think. So if you'd like to see how I apply my foundation, please keep watching. I've recently changed my foundation routine to include my Beautyblender, and this is probably gonna come as a surprise to a lot of you because seeing my skin, I like full coverage foundation. Call it cake face, what have you, but if I'm gonna spend $50 on a foundation, I don't want to be able to see my skin underneath. And a Beautyblender is known for giving very natural, lightweight coverage, but I've adapted that by using it dry. And I don't know why I just did that little shimmy, but I use it dry, and mine's a little oddly shaped right now because I need a new one. But I have loved this method of applying foundation. I find that when I was using my brush, the brush would get too clumpy and dirty way too fast, and it was hard to clean, and I was just over it. And though this is hard to clean, I do have the Beautyblender solid, so I just tried it out one day, and honestly I can't get enough. So another part of this is this awesome foundation. This is the NARS All Day Luminous Foundation. This is not their newest one. I may try that, I may not. So I start by shaking it up very well because it is very liquidy, and putting about 3 pumps on the back of my hand. Then I take kind of the side of the sponge, pat it into my hand, and pat it onto my face. And this is how I apply. Now, if you can see just a little bit that I have done, look how much coverage that gives me, and that's what I love. I'm having a couple issues right now, but a lot of the foundations that I try, I just feel like I don't get the desired coverage I need. And with me, I like a lot of coverage, but I also don't like heavy, like textured foundations. And so that's one thing I really love about the NARS All Day Luminous, is that it's lightweight, but it gives you the coverage that you need if you really want full coverage. So I love, 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 love this foundation. I have done a review on it. I will link it down below, but just in case you want a brief little synopsis, it is a lightweight, fuller coverage foundation. The one thing that I don't like about it is that your foundation can tend to settle into your fine lines a little bit more easily with this formula. So I do find myself having to check in the mirror every couple of hours just to smooth away any fine lines. But besides that, this foundation is my go-to, and because I'm filming this before work, I had to lower the shades. So if I'm looking very yellow, that is just because I've kind of altered the light, but I promise you it looks normal in person. This is the foundation that I wear in all of my videos. This is my staple foundation. Now in the summertime, it's not necessarily cool enough, it's a little too yellow, so I switched to a different foundation, but for this time of year I love it. Now I'm going to work today so I don't need super coverage, but I just like to look somewhat perfected. So I basically apply an even layer to my whole face. I just put 2 more pumps on the back of my hand, and then I just go back in the areas where I have a lot of pigmentation to build the coverage up. And that's a tip that I use so that I don't have to apply lots of layers of foundation to my whole face, because some areas of my face are pretty decent, but other areas I like a little more coverage. And if you hear that noise, that's my washer. Do you guys ever wash stuff and then forget to dry it, and then you open the washer and it smells like mildew, so you have to rewash it? That happens to me all the time. So that's what I'm doing with some towels. Okay, now going to work, this would be enough coverage, and I wish I could put the shade up so you guys can see, but you won't be able to. But it does look even toned. Now If I want to take away even more of that yellow cast, I will put my Laura Mercier loose translucent powder over it, which is like a godsend. Now I promise you, when I'm looking in my mirror, my neck matches my face. I think it's just because the sun is so bright behind the camera. But you guys will just have to trust me. This is the foundation that you guys have all seen me wear though. So I'm taking my loose translucent setting powder with a MAC 116 brush, and I'm just going to set this. But I find that when I set it, it helps to tone down the yellowness a little bit. And it also helps to keep it from creasing so much or running. So I set my foundation before I put on blush. And honestly guys, when I go to work, majority of the time now, I don't even put on eyebrows. I put on eyebrows for you guys today because I didn't want to just look halfway done. But I haven't been wearing eyebrows lately or lippies just because, I don't know, I just been so drained. In the morning, I just want like a 5-minute face. But today, I have an appointment to get my car serviced, so I figured I have some extra time and let me get a little normal looking. So the blush that I love to wear to work is my NARS Lovejoy, which I am hitting pan on. And I'm so sad. This is probably one of the first NARS blushes I ever got, if not the first. No, it wasn't the first. And I've never had to repurchase a NARS blush, but that just goes to show how much I love this one, because if I'm gonna wear a blush to work, it's gonna be Lovejoy, because I feel like it's subtle enough but still adds a little bit of color to my face. And do you guys see how I look kind of more normal now? But this is basically how I do my version of like summertime full coverage or full coverage for work. But it's basically my updated foundation routine because I just love this way of applying foundation, and I never thought I would like using a beauty blender because it provides such lightweight coverage, but I'm totally obsessed. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little video. If you're looking for a new foundation and you have oily skin like myself, you have problematic skin, I don't have sensitive skin, but I do have a lot of pigmentation. If you're looking for something lightweight that provides full coverage, I would definitely say try out the NARS All Day Luminous and try applying it with your beauty blender. I really like the finish that it gives me. I feel like I have to do less overall blending because the sponge does so much work for you. So yeah, try it out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.